for us, staking was critical. And the way the regulators in Canada wanted to function is to say, let's find a way to regulate digital assets within existing liquid, regulation, which is called 81102, which is the Securities Act here in Canada for liquid ETFs for retail. And then there are other regulations for accredited investors, etc. And so 81102 has a very specific list of criterias in terms of percentage of things that could be lent out, leverage, things of that nature. And so as we started talking about staking and educating the technology side, and then explaining to them how we would manage the risk, in other words, one of their conditions was to stake out of cold storage. In terms of liquidity management for redemptions, how would that be managed? 81102 clearly states that the fund is not allowed to hold derivatives. So, we could argue if it's a derivative or not, but we weren't allowed to hold liquid staking tokens, things of that nature. And so phase one, step one in Ethereum was a smaller percentage staked. So we started with below 50% just to prove that the methodology worked. And we originally worked with Coinbase Cloud and basically managed validators that were specific to 3IQ. So one of the other things that they wanted to see was non-commingling of assets. So we couldn't go commingling with other people. So basically 3IQ's ETHQ fund essentially has hundreds of validators for every 32 ETH managed through Coinbase Cloud. And so the regulator could see that those were our validators, our assets, all linked to the fund, out of cold storage, not commingled. So those were the things where it started. And then from there, having a conversation on liquidity management, things of that nature. So at that point, they're open. And so you're going to see innovations coming from 3IQ. I can't fully open the kimono because it's our competitive edge, but you're going to see our funds going beyond 50%. Our target, our goal, it's not there today, but our goal is to be 90% plus.